with music and experienced beyond country music that I was really curious about. I saw pop stations have my songs Love Story and You Belong With Me to #1 for the first time, and I saw that as a female in this industry, some people always have slight reservations about you. In 2019, at the Billboard Women in Music Awards, this is how Taylor Swift started off her speech. She went on to talk about how women are treated in music and in life in general. Taylor is an advocate for women's rights inside and outside the music industry. She shows the world how women should be recognized for their talent and not for how people want them to be perceived. The speech was given at the 2019 Billboard Women in Music Awards because she was the first ever recipient of the Woman of the Decade Award. It took place on December 12, 2019 in Los Angeles, California at Hollywood Palladium. The audience consisted of multiple musicians along with their co-writers. Taylor Swift was the perfect candidate for this speech because she's gotten a lot of things taken from her and a lot of things said about her. She's had people try to exterminate her from the music industry. In this speech, she talks about how she became a mirror from her detractors. She said, "Whatever they decided I couldn't do is exactly what I did. Whatever they criticized about me became material for musical satires or inspirational anthems. And the best lyrical examples I can think of are from songs like Mean, Shake It Off, or Blank Space. Basically, if people had something to say about me, I usually have something to say back in my own way." She also mentions privately buying people's music without warning. She talks about her experiences with Scooter Braun, who bought her music without her consent. Fast forward 2 years later, and Taylor Swift created Taylor's version, which is the biggest part of her career. When she put Taylor's version behind albums that she would re-record and re-release, it meant she owned all rights to that music. She once said in an interview, "So when something in parentheses says Taylor's version next to it, that means I own it, which is exciting." The speech is significant then because she was the first ever recipient of the Woman of the Decade Award, which gave her the chance to speak on criticism towards women in music at the time. Women were being judged for their bodies, their looks, their relationships, and their life choices. They were told that they do nothing for the music industry even though they are moving up on charts and winning awards. This speech is significant now because women are still overlooked and Taylor still chooses to speak on the issue. Her popularity has continued to grow enormously since this speech. Her fans have stuck with her through re-recording old albums and releasing new ones. Since this speech, she has re-recorded Fearless, Red, Speak Now in 1989. She has released Folklore, Evermore, and Midnights, and soon The Tortured Poets Department in April.
This one, right? They're saying I'm dating too much in my 20s. Okay, I'll stop. I'll just be single for years. Now they're saying my album Red is filled with too many breakup songs. Okay, I'll make one about moving to New York and deciding that really my life is more fun with just my friends. Oh, they're saying my music is changing too much for me to stay in country music. All right. Okay, here's an entire genre shift and a pop album called 1989. You heard it?
What she just said is an anaphora. She uses the words they are saying to show how women are picked at and how they are forced to mold themselves into whatever the music industry wants them to be. But it never seems to be enough. She uses a hippophora when she says, "Female artists in music have dominated the second in growth, streaming, record and ticket sales, and critical acclaim. So why are we doing this well? Because we have to grow fast. We have to work this hard, and we have to prove we deserve this. And we have to top our last achievements." Taylor answers her question immediately to show how women feel the need to always be prepared in the music industry. For a simile, she says, "The unregulated world of private equity coming in and buying our music as if it's real estate, as if it's an app or a shoe line." She uses the word "as" to compare how taking others' music is like it's nothing and like they didn't work hard to make it, even though they did. For persuasion techniques, as for ethos, most of us know that Taylor Swift is a very accomplished person. She's been pursuing music since she was 14 years old, and she's put out her first album at 16. She has directed multiple of her own music videos, including All Too Well, 10 Minutes version, which is a very popular music video. She's been nominated for 500 awards and has won 324 of them. She's the youngest solo artist to win Album of the Year at the Grammys, which she talks about in her speech. And she talks about being Billboard's Woman of the Year in 2014. She also talks about multiple of her albums in her speech, including Fearless, Red, and 1989. For Pathos, Taylor talks about Scooter Braun, like I said before, who bought her music without her consent, and talks about how women and young artists aren't being protected or compensated fairly in the music industry. She talks about her contract with Universal, who makes sure that the artists are protected and compensated. These are very big topics at the time, and so when she got a clap from the audience, she knew they actually cared. For Logos, Taylor talks about the unregulated world of private equity, buying people's music without consent. She talks about the effects that it has on individuals like herself and how they are told they have no rights to buy their music. This is one of the biggest things going on at the time, and multiple musicians in the crowd were going through the same thing. The speech will endure because she gave the speech to empower other women in music or in life. Since her speech, she's created an empowerment of women, and women have continued to rise in numbers on charts and on winning awards. Since the speech, throughout social media, there has been an uprising of people bashing not only Taylor Swift, but other female artists. But what this bashing has came many younger and older women fighting back. On Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok, you will see videos of people stating facts on how much women deserve to be treated equally and how they can be just as powerful as men. I will now end my speech with a quote by Taylor Swift. She once said, "So many girls out there say I am not a feminist because they think it means something angry, disgruntled, or complaining, or they picture rioting and picketing. It is not that at all. It simply means you believe women and men should have equal rights and opportunities." Thank you for listening.